What's up, guys?
Hello.
It's random real estate news.
With a different background this time.
It is. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful?
It's pretty.
All right, so today we're going to talk about the 10-15 rule. And here's how that works. If you pay 10% extra on your monthly payment every week, so let's say your house payment's $1,000 a month. That means that you would pay $100 every week to your mortgage on top of actually paying for your mortgage. So week 1, you send $100 out. Week 2, you send $100 out. Week 3, you send $100 out. And then week 4, if that's when your payment is due, it would be $1,100 that you send out, 100 of it going to the principal. And the whole reason why you would do that is because it takes your mortgage from a 30-year mortgage down to a 15-year mortgage without getting into the 15-year mortgage.
Here's the problem. It all sounds nice.
Oh, it sounds wonderful. That's $5,200 extra that you're paying towards your house every year.
And that's based off of a $1,000 mortgage.
Yeah.
Guess what the average mortgage is in the United States right now?
$2,400?
That would be correct. Therefore, you are taking $240 a week.
Yes. Which, hold on. I will do the math.
Do the math.
Real quick.
Do the math, because I promise the math is mathin', but it's not mathin'.
240 times 52. That's $12,480 extra that you threw to your house.
And if you have an extra $12,000 to throw towards your house, good for you. But the average American probably does not. So while in theory,
that's like an extra $1,000 a month to go to your house.
In theory, this sounds wonderful. When you apply it, it's a little more difficult.
It's a tougher pill to swallow. And I know that there's people out there that can do that. And I salute you. Good for you that you have the ability to do that. Here's what I tell everybody when we're at the closing table. If you make one extra payment a year, just one, it cuts you down from a 30-year payment to a 22.5-year payment. 7.5 years come off of your life of your loan by making one extra payment a month. And when's the best time to make that extra payment?
I don't know. Maybe when you receive a check around like tax time.
That seems right.
Maybe use your tax refund.
And make one extra payment. And you knock 7.5 years off of it. Now, you think, hey, if I make one extra payment.
Also, if you're like me and Keith, you don't get a tax refund.
Yeah. Us 1099 people, we don't know what tax refunds look like. We just pay and pay and pay to the government. But you think, hey, if I make one payment extra over the whole year, what's 2 going to do? Not much. It drops you down to like, instead of 7.5, I think it's like 9, maybe 10 years. It does not.
Which is kind of weird.
It does. I don't know how that maths, but however that maths, it don't equal out to the same amount.
I'm assuming it has something to do with the amount of interest paid.
Throughout the year.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Because if you follow your amortization chart, which I know the average person doesn't know what that is.
They don't even know. Yeah, they're like, why did I get this in my packet?
Technically, if you follow this chart, it's breaks it down for you on how your payment will change slightly over time. And so, obviously cutting years off of the life of your loan
is what everybody wants to do.
It's what everybody wants to do, and it's going to help you not pay as much in interest, but then you start messing with that chart that you saw. Hence the reason why it wouldn't pay off as fast to do 2 extra payments a year versus the 1.
Correct.
Now, don't get me wrong, it won't hurt. So if you want to do it, you can do it, but you're not going to double your time spent, your time cut off of the loan.
No, it's not. But again, any portion that you can save, and 7.5 years is a good chunk.
Absolutely.
I mean, just to make one extra payment, that seems to like be worth it to me. And
here's the flip side of that. Your typical person is going to just make your payment on time. You're not going to go the extra mile. You're not going to do the extra. You're going to pay what's due and continue moving forward.
Right.
Which is perfectly fine.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Because more than likely,
you're not going to be there.
3 to 7 years, you're gone anyway.
Right. I say 5.
Life changes take place. Oh, that's why I said 3 to 7.
Right.
5's
right in the middle.
So life happens, okay? Family dynamics change. Jobs change. There's no telling. There's a number of reasons why you might need to buy or sell your current home.
Well,
or find another one.
You start off with no kids, and then you end up with like 2 or 3 kids, and the house that you were in doesn't have enough room for everybody. Generally, you move up the corporate ladder, whatever your job is, you end up making more money. You can afford a bigger house, you know, and you're like, why am I living here?
It's the way life works. It's the way the cookie crumbles. There's 5 different, we call them the 5 Ds in real estate as to why you may need to buy or sell a home.
Diplomas,
death, divorce, diapers,
and diamonds.
But having said that, you're typically only in the home for 3 to 7 years. So, do you want to shave it off? You want to shave off about 7.5 years worth of your payment? Sure, especially if you're in your forever home.
Right.
But it's not very common that takes place. In theory, the 10-15 rule sounds wonderful.
It does.
But when you boil it down, just make an extra payment.
Yeah, mine would be $210 extra a week. That's
mine would have been
$840 extra a month.
Mine would have been right at that $240.
I don't know about no $840 extra a month. You know, life happens. I like to keep some of that money in my pocket.
Or why don't you just get a bigger normal mortgage and put your mortgage on a 15-year note?
That's always a doable option.
If you can afford it.
Yeah.
Bottom line in every scenario is, can you afford it?
That's right. Do what you can afford.
Do what fits you and your situation and your needs.
If you're looking for a new home, looking to sell your home, call me, call JD, call our partners in the back, which is Mark and Jenny. Anything else?
I will say it. If you need to buy or sell a house, call me, call Mark, call Keith, call my teammate Jenny.
That's what I just did.
I know, but I have a way of doing it. I do it every time.
Jenny, he's got your number.